Hi, I'm Rabbi Zoot, and welcome to the channel. Last week we explored this conversation about what it looks like in religious spaces to create an environment where our congregants are welcomed no matter what. Doesn't matter what you wear, doesn't matter what you think, doesn't matter who you love. You walk in the door and we're grateful to see you. You walk in that door and we're here for you, and we're ready to make you feel seen, cared for, and loved. And today I want to talk about the other side of that coin. It's not a different coin altogether. It's not something unrelated, but it's about the discomfort of this space. Now, after what I just said about feeling welcomed and included, you would think that discomfort is the last thing we would want. But I'm not sure that's true. Our Jewish spaces are one of the few opportunities for us to explore topics in our life that are too uncomfortable to explore in any other setting. After all, we save some of our most deep spiritual and existential work for these spaces. What is God? What does God mean to me? And how does God change the way I interact with the world? What happens when we die? What happens to the more eternal piece of ourselves beyond the physical bodies that keep us in this world? How do we engage with people at their best? How do we engage with people at their worst? These are not easy questions. It's not pleasant to tear through some of the deeply held beliefs that we have. And yet the work is really important. And the work isn't really available to us many other places. We get the chance when we walk into Jewish communal space or religious communal space to say, I'm going to do the hard work of exploring the intimate parts of my tradition, while understanding that it's only possible because of the comfort that I demonstrate. It's only possible because I know that I can play with complicated things and have my community still love me when I'm done. We walk in the doors of a synagogue and we say, I am here to be accepted, and I am here not to accept. I'm not talking about not accepting other people. No, that's the work of community. I'm talking about we're not accepting the foundations of just going through life. We're pushing for something bigger, something brighter, something more interesting and engaging. After all, our world is full of distractions. I think this may be the third or fourth week in a row I've mentioned that, but it's true. Biology seems to be telling us that our brains can't keep up with the constant influx of information. From cell phone notifications to news updates to emails, we are overloaded at all times, which means it's very easy for us to distract ourselves away from the work that feels kind of icky. It can be overwhelming to look at some of the deepest, hardest questions that we face as part of the human experience. And so we allow those distractions to become bigger than the work we're doing. My email is more important than who am I and what am I about. Our text messages are more overwhelming than what does it mean to be a human being? And so, Judaism, religion, community are some of those spaces and some of those places where we're able to put down all of the distractions. We're able to say, I'm going to be okay with getting a little uncomfortable. Not despite the fact that we're accepted, not despite the fact that we're welcomed and encouraged to be our genuine selves, but because of it. We are creating spaces where you have the safety rails to know someone will help me get where I need to go. Someone else will go with me so I don't fall. That's a really beautiful thing. And it's a thing I think we're shying away from a little too much in our world today. The best example is our conversations about God. When we talk about God in religious spaces, isn't that the point? That's why we're here. After all, the Jewish people are known as Am Yisrael, the people who wrestle with God. That's not to say we have blind faith. As a matter of fact, blind faith is somewhat contradictory to the very essence of Judaism. We're supposed to ask hard questions. We're supposed to grapple with what we see in the world. We're supposed to struggle with, this is what I hear in my tradition, and this is what I see in my life, and they're rubbing up against each other with conflict. I have to figure out a way to make those harmonize. Judaism is the tool, both for forcing us into that uncomfortable conversation and for melding it together. But only if we show up to do that work. Only if we feel comfortable saying, I don't know what I believe, but I'm willing to learn and I'm willing to listen. And what better space to do that than somewhere where I'm accepted as beautiful and wonderful and incredible just the way I am. We're going to get to God in the next couple of weeks in this video series. In fact, this is your sales pitch. You want to come back and join us for that conversation. But in the meantime, we shouldn't get distracted by the fact that topics about God can be uncomfortable. We shouldn't get distracted by the fact that we don't have time to think about the larger issues in life. No, as a matter of fact, by coming into our synagogues and coming into our religious spaces, we give ourselves that opportunity to engage with the big stuff so that we have more peace and calm for the small stuff. When we put together the existential ideas that help drive us, we're able to find a sense of calm and a sense of peace that bring joy and wholeness to our lives. If your religious institutions aren't offering you that, we got work to do. And if they are, to be perfectly honest, you have work to do, to come hang out with us and do this hard work, but to do it with support and with love from those who are putting those spaces together. If you liked this video, please like and subscribe to my channel. But most importantly, if you found value in anything I've been saying, pass it along. The way our Jewish community works is that we support one another. And so if there's somebody out there who you think would benefit from the conversation we're having, share this video with them so that they may join us on this journey. Thank you so much, and I'll see you next week.